It's currently 10:17 p.m. I'm currently having what Dan and I got at our local Wendy's on our way back home from Philadelphia. If I recall, it was around 7:30 p.m. when we went to that Wendy's. Both Dad and I got a medium fountain drink. And I filled mine with grape-flavored, zero-sugar Powerade. Though it was more like I selected that, and Dad used the machine to fill the drink up with that. This was while I assume we both got fries, a cheeseburger, and a single Dave's. I assume we both got that. I believe in total Dad got 2 single Dave's meals and 2 cheeseburgers. That trip to Wendy's was the last part of an hours-long trip from Philadelphia to back at Dad's place. I elected to stay at Dad's place so I could continue working on the Leprechaun Cup polystyrene drawing project. Dad also got 2 large chilies, one for each of us, but I haven't yet gotten the large chili. I haven't yet resumed work on the Leprechaun Cup. For the most part, I've just been here playing games on Kongregate, such as right now Raid Heroes Total War, but to an extent, I have been switching from one badge game to another. I recall going to bed around 12:30, 1 in the morning after spending about an hour doing what I just described at the hotel room. Back at our hotel room, double bed. Back at the study. I recall waking up around 7:30 in the morning. And roughly from 9:45 in the morning to 10:30 in the morning, me, Dad, and Mom, from roughly 9:45 to 10:30 in the morning, we had breakfast at Co-op, which is a restaurant that's inside of the study. This was after spending a couple hours getting ready waiting for my sister to get up and Dad and me getting coffee at the lobby of the study and bringing it back to our room. We left around 11 in the morning. At least that's the time we checked out. We might have stayed a little longer because Mom got a Lanchester omelet to go for my sister after we checked out, and we waited at the study for it to be prepared. Well, at Co-op, I got for brunch the fried chicken sandwich. I dipped pieces of fried toast that Dad put jelly on and gave to me, and the ketchup, and did the same for some of my fries, but I also dipped some of them into honey I was given. If I recall, though, drive back from Philadelphia to our place was roughly from 1:15 p.m. to about 7:30 8 p.m. I'm going to lean towards 8 p.m. because that does include that last minute trip to Wendy's during the drive back home. Right before going to bed, I turned the thermostat for the room down to 63 degrees Fahrenheit. And switched the mode to the fan mode to cool. Since a lower temperature is ideal for good sleep. I heard that from somewhere. I recall it was around 12:30 to 1 p.m., leaning towards 1 p.m. when my sister came out of her current apartment building. The building where her current unit is. And we got to see her before we left Philadelphia for the trip back home. She had that Lanchester omelet in the seat to the left of me. As I sat in the right back seat for the whole car ride back home and for all of the driving around Philadelphia we did prior to that. Which wasn't as much for prior days, but it was still significant. The car ride back home was pretty uneventful. there were points in which I made some engaged in some discussion with my parents. Dad was the one who drove us back home. He was our driver throughout the whole trip. And there was a point in which we went through a tunnel briefly. And another point where we went through a mountainous region in Pennsylvania. And I got a sort of bird's eye view to some towns and villages. Which was nice. That was a good experience. I enjoyed being in Philadelphia with my immediate family, spending time with them, seeing all the various kinds of buildings the historic city had to offer. We walked into the Wendy's for that trip to Wendy's right before getting back home. We walked inside, and the inside of the Wendy's, that whole dining area, looked pretty cool. I got a contemporary vibe from it. All the clear glass windows that seemed to take up the whole wall. The art. The wood decor. We got our food to go. Ordered it through the counter. Dad ordered for the both of us. He got Powerade Zero Sugar like I did, but he got the cherry flavor. And while he was filling up mine with the grape, I did have thoughts of getting a mix of at least 2 different flavors of Powerade Zero Sugar, but Dad filled my cup. I had coffee both in the hours before we went to Co-op and had at least 1 cup of coffee at Co-op. At least from my experience, when you go to use an elevator, whether that's to go up to your hotel room or to go down to the lobby to go out somewhere, there's a good chance there'll be others in it. They'll hold the door for you. And while the elevator either goes up or descends, You make a little small talk. Which, due to the speed of the elevator, is just a sentence or two, and essentially consists of asking the question, "How are you?" I recall today generally being a cool day at times, a little bit of wind chill, and at times, for the most part, it would be somewhat cloudy throughout the day. And I recall on the way back home at one point, we made a stop at a gas station because the tank on Mom's car got to about a quarter of a tank while Dad drove it prior to that point. If I recall, it was one of those gas stations that doubled as a convenience store, which presented a good opportunity to go to the bathroom. Both Mom and me.